On Sunday, I said action has three: skill, attitude, Shraddha. Three distinct components of action is skill, attitude, Shraddha. Skill and attitude are purely related to worldly matters. Anything in relation to the world, you need to have skill and attitude. When it comes to the highest, when it comes to the Shastras, when it comes to what the Shastra says, when it comes to what the Guru says, it is only Shraddha that matters. Skill and attitude has no relevance when it comes to the Shastras. It's the general theme. Is what I said generally on Sunday. Yeah, that's what you are referring to. I'm giving the background to the question because we are not there on Sunday. That's why I'm giving the background. So action has three components. Skill. Skill is what you expertise. Skill means expertise. That which you do repeatedly, you become a kind of skillful in that. You would have mastered that. You are very skillful in that. Skill gives a direct material benefit. More skillful, more material benefit. Less skillful, less material benefit. So the result of skill is immediate. Everybody can see the result that you get out of a skill. Subtler than skill is the attitude with which you do that action. Attitude meaning selfish or unselfish or selfless. So the attitude with which I do the action. Now the attitude with which I do the action calms the mind. I have a selfish attitude. A skillful, selfish person will be a very agitated person. Skillful, selfish person will be he'll be a very agitated person. He may be getting the material benefits, but he'll be very agitated. A skillful, unselfish person is a genius, is extraordinary. Not only he gets the material benefits, and he is relatively peaceful also. Something related to Swargan Solla. Is very skillful plus unselfish. He leads a very good quality life. Very unselfish but less skillful. He will be mentally peaceful but not so much materially well off. So in the combination it pertains only to the world. The third component of action is Shraddha. Why we say attitude also pertains to the world is because attitude la kuda you can see a mental peace. You experience a mental peace. There is a feel good factor about it. What nowadays they call as a feel good factor. Adu panna நல்லா இருக்குது சார். அப்படி இருந்தா நல்லா இருக்கு. செல்ஃபிஷா இருக்கிறத விட இப்படி இருந்தா நல்லா இருக்கு. A feel good fact. Now all these are pertaining to the world only. Religion, God, Shastras, Guru and all is absolutely unnecessary when it comes to these two. Even though we say financial Guru, even though we say all, nowadays we started calling everybody as gurus, though it doesn't mean that. Now the third distinct component of action is what Shraddha is. And when it comes to the Shastras and the Guru, skill and attitude is of very less importance. Shraddha is maximum. In the background, he is asking a question. I still didn't go into the question. I just summarized what I said on Sunday. I just summarized. Now the question that he is asking is, Is Shraddha applicable only to the higher aspects? Is Shraddha a function of 4 questions he is asking? Is Shraddha applicable only to the higher aspects? Is Shraddha a function of intellect? Is Shraddha more refined than Karma Yoga? 4. Is the aim of Shraddha to lead the individual to surrender and therein to liberation? I will take up one by one. These are the 4 questions. We will cover everything. It's not because all are interconnected. Madalla 1 2 sonale artha 3 and 4 becomes self-explanatory answer. First, is Shraddha applicable to the higher aspects? Yes. Office-la na romba Shraddhava vela senja sarnu solla mudiyadhu. Even though people use it. I worked with a lot of Shraddha for my company. You can't say that. Why? Because what is the definition of Shraddha? We start from there. What is the definition of Shraddha? Shraddha is a conviction upon something which is non-understandable. That's Shraddha. Conviction upon something which you are incapable of understanding. The moment you are capable of understanding, Shraddha goes out. Knowledge has crept in. You can't say Shraddha after that. $25th ஆனா அக்கவுண்ட்ல சேலரிய கிரெடிட் பண்ணிடுவாங்கன்னா அங்க ஸ்ரத்தா தேவையில்லை. Are you able to follow? There you can't say you are having Shraddha, because the phala is, the fruit is guaranteed. The fruit is guaranteed. The fruit is understandable. The fruit is understandable. The fruit is guaranteed. Where the fruit is guaranteed, where result is understandable, anga vandu Shraddha is not the quality there. It is only dedication, hard work, which is skill and attitude. Shraddha kadiyadanga. Are you able to follow the difference? So in the Shraddha ude definition of purinjindachina, the answers becomes simple. So what is the definition of Shraddha? A consistency. Consistency, a conviction, a consistency in pursuing something which you have no clue of. Angada Shraddha varthu. The child going to school is Shraddha. Parents sending the children to school is not Shraddha. Now child has absolutely no clue to what's going to happen. It's not even thinking that in life you have to be literate, in life you have to be self-sufficient. It doesn't know any of that. But what drives the child to school? What makes the child to step into the school and sit there for the few hours? What drives? What drives? Parent has left and they will come back to me. So in between whatever is happening, let me that part for the child is Shraddha. Are you able to follow? That 4 hours is Shraddha as far as the child is concerned. But you can't say it is Shraddha for the parent. For the parent it is knowledge and understanding. That is why when it comes to the higher, from the Guru's standpoint, Shastra standpoint, it is understanding. From the disciple standpoint, it is Shraddha only. That's why I gave this example. When the child gets into the school, that which sustains the child in the school is Shraddha, not the understanding. Because the child has no clue to the purpose of education, what is education, what it is going to get out of all that, it has no clue, and yet it does it. In fact, to make the child to do it, the parent has to struggle so much. The parent has to struggle so much to make the child do it. Because the child has no capacity to understand. And you can't wait for the child to understand and then start. Okay, Purunchakadar, you should not do that which you don't understand. You should do that which you should understand only. Therefore, wait for understanding to happen and then start the child. At 40 and 50 only the child will want to go to kindergarten. How does it work? Life is gone. So what is the starting point? The starting point of it is Shraddha. So what is the definition of Shraddha? Consistency of purpose. Shraddha is defined as a consistency of purpose. Towards what? Towards something which you are incapable of understanding. Another Shraddha, in a generation, one person can get Shraddha. Skill and attitude, many can develop. Shraddha can be developed only by one or two, because to have a consistency of purpose, to pursue something consistently which you cannot conceive, which you cannot understand. But then what will drive you to do that? That quality is called Shraddha, which is a distinct component of action. Now I'm just defining Shraddha, then I'll answer all the four. This is the definition of Shraddha. Loosely in English it is translated as faith. Englishly it is translated as faith. It's not faith. It's something very, very, something so valuable, something so subtle in that. The Upanishad says, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. It doesn't talk about skill and attitude. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Jnanam venuma. You should need, you need to have Shraddha. Because Shraddha is always towards that which you cannot understand. Okay, can I understand? Okay, sir, இன்னைக்கு வேணா புரியாம இருக்கலாம், நாளைக்கு புரியுமா? No. Shraddha is towards that which you can never understand till you get there. That's Shraddha. At least 30%, 40% of the Purimana, till you get there, Tattvamasi can be understood only at that Brahmavid, Brahmaiva Bhavati. Adu varaikum it is Shraddha only. The knower of Brahman becomes, this is Upanishadic statement, Brahmavid, Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. Till that point, Tattvamasi is, you can't say, I understand. It is only Shraddha. It is only Shraddha. That is why anything towards the invisible, anything that is towards the non-understandable, the Shastras use the word Shraddha. As far as the science and all is concerned, as far as the material world is concerned, you don't need Shraddha. You only need skill and some minimum. You have Shraddha and some minimum attitude is enough. As far as anything in the world is concerned. But as far as the higher, as far as the definition of Shraddha is concerned, why do we say it as a distinct component of action? Because in life, when you are pursuing the higher, what matters is not your skill, neither your attitude. You can't say, I am very unselfish to my guru, no? How can you say that? You can say, I have only You can't say, I am unselfish to my teacher. Can you say that? Unselfishness is related to whom?
It should be totality.
Unselfishness is related to you at your level and lower. Unselfishness is never related to the higher.
It cannot be selective also.
Unselfishness is related to the lower. Higher nu vandirthuna, it is not unselfish. You can't be unselfish to God. Can you practice unselfishness to God? Can you practice unselfishness to Guru? No. You can't. You can't say, I am being very charitable to my Guru. No. Can you say that? You can say that, but it has no meaning. Therefore, in relation to the Shraddha, now where it comes? Shraddha as a distinct quality comes only in relation to the higher. Are you able to follow? Shraddha as a distinct quality comes only in relation to the higher. Unselfishness and all is related to whom? World. See, big word, universality, totality. It is at your level and those below. That's all. I am being very charitable to my parents. Will you say that? You can say, people are saying that, but it has no.
It's a very selfish nature.
It has no meaning. So, why Shraddha is impossible? Are you able to follow? Why Shraddha is very difficult is because as a human being, it is impossible for you to digest that there is something that you can never ever understand and you have to pursue that with dedication and hard work. The human ego will not allow you to accept that. The human ego will not allow you to accept that you have to pursue something which is not understandable, and you have to pursue that with what? With utmost consistency, with utmost dedication. You have to put your heart and soul. That's where I give the example, like the bee. Like the bee stings, you have to put your heart and soul towards what? Towards something that which you can never understand. The world intelligence will look back and say, you are just being very, you are a foolishness. Because why will you want to do this? But Shraddha comes there. That is why you give, for example, you see somebody starving. You give something. You feel satisfied that you have done something. Correct? You feel you have done something. Somebody is sick, is hurt. You attend. You feel you have done something. You sit and pour some ghee in the fire, saying that it is for the welfare of world. You feel slightly foolish about. One side you may do it, on the other side it's not convincing. Why? Because there is no direct phala that why it is not convincing? Because you are not able to see any tangible fruit, result. And life as such is so intangible. You can't live life with skill and attitude. You need to live life, you need You need Shraddha. Skill and attitude which you can't live. People are living life. But what is that life? Shraddha makes you so completely, so qualitatively different. Are you able to follow? So, Shraddha is in relation to the higher. வாங்குற சம்பளத்துக்கு ஒழுங்கா வேலை பாருன்னா ஸ்ரத்தான்னு சொல்லக்கூடாது அங்க. Are you able to follow? Nowadays people are using it. Nowadays people are using it. When you know there is that there is a pala, when you know that there is a fruit which is tangible, means either materially or understanding wise. Shraddha is needed where you can't even understand. Some of the fruit you may not see, but you can understand. Shraddha comes in where it defies your understanding, comprehension. And yet, the Shastras keep saying, Shraddhavan labate jnanam, Shraddhavan labate jnanam. And you are, 17th chapter. Throughout the Gita, he keeps saying, you are what your vasanas are. You are what your desires are. And that's what we also have been thinking. Suddenly in the 17th chapter, verse number 3, he says, you are what your Shraddha is. All along he keeps on saying, you are what your desires are. Only in 17th chapter, which is the 17th chapter, Pere Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. The yoga of distinction of 3 types of Shraddha. Ade Satvik, Rajasic and Tamasic, he defines that into the 3. You follow what I am saying? There he says, you are what your Yo Yashraddha Sa Eva Saha, he says. Yo Yashraddha Sa Eva Saha. You are known by your Shraddha Arjuna. Edula Shraddha irukudhu? You look at a person and you see where his Shraddha lies, you know who that, and you know who that person is. And most of the people don't have Shraddha. Ashratta Danaha, he says. Without Shraddha. People are without this quality called Shraddha. And nowadays, to talk about Shraddha looks like foolishness, blind faith. It appears to be so. But nevertheless, you may agree, the human intelligence may agree or may not agree. But the difference is, for the Shraddha, is the definition of Shraddha okay? And on the definition based panni I am going to answer all the questions. First, is Shraddha applicable only to the higher aspects? By definition, yes. By definition, yes. Is Shraddha, question number 2, is Shraddha a function of the intellect? Yes. It bows down and says, I am incapacitated here. You need lot of intellect to say, I am incapacitated here. Is Shraddha more refined than Karma Yoga? Yes. Karma Yoga panni Shraddha vandada jnana varum. So, Karma Yoga is a preparation for Shraddha. Karma Yoga panni da you can develop Shraddha. Only if you do Karma Yoga, Shraddha will die. Straight away Shraddha cannot. Straight away Shraddha will not come straight away. Repeated Karma. You have to do Karma Yoga, and this Karma Yoga will develop Shraddha. Because when you are doing Karma Yoga, what are the conditions that is put to Karma Yoga? What are the conditions? Obligation panna onnu kedaiyadu, but you have to do, can't be attached to the doing, can't be attached to the fruit of it. Abdinna, you have conceived something of a fruit. Don't be attached to the fruit. Now you have conceived of something as a fruit. You do. Sometimes fruit come, sometimes fruit doesn't come. You go through the fluctuations in relation to the fruit. When you go through the fluctuations in relation to the fruit, in actions also the fluctuations of the fruit starts influencing your actions. The fluctuations of the fruit starts influencing your actions. Better the result in the way that I want, more enthused I am. The result not in the way that I want. So the fluctuations of the fruit start affecting. The fluctuations of the fruit start affecting the very actions itself. And then intellect comes and says, no, the fruit of patti pesila, it has become, fruit is fruitless, meaningless. Let me just do. Then the question comes, why? Let me just do. Why? Shastrat pramanam. Tasmat shastram pramanam te. It is said in the Shastras, therefore I will do. It is said in the Shastras, therefore I will do. But sir, Shastras are impractical arche. We have to keep changing according to the time and place and situation. Adu Shastram kadayadu. That is likes and dislikes. They don't change like that. But very difficult to understand what the Shastra is. Ramana comes and says, forget the Shastra, Guru. Because Guru and Shastra is one and the Guru, Shastra, Ishvara. All are one and the same. They are not different. Ishvara means God. Shastra means the texts. Guru is the teacher. All three are one and the same. So have Shraddha on one. The ego says, Shraddha on Ishvara I will have, sir, but not on Guru. That's why that wonderful aspect in that Vaishnava Sampradaya is that the position that they give to the Guru. The position that they give to the Guru. Extraordinary. No tradition places Guru in the height that tradition places. Extraordinary it is. Very, very beautiful, very, very meaningful it is. Because what the Guru says, the intellect can never understand. You have to bow down. Is Shraddha more refined than Karma Yoga? Yes. Shraddha is slightly refined than Karma Yoga. But we don't talk about Shraddha a lot, but we talk about Karma Yoga a lot because நமக்கு எது மெடிக்கேஷனோ அதை பற்றி பேசின்னு இருக்கணும் ஜாஸ்தி. What we need to do is what we talk about a lot. But Shraddha is, the question, is Shraddha more refined than Karma Yoga? Yes. It is refined. Because if you say Karma Yoga means unselfish actions, if you say Karma Yoga means actions for liberation, straight away Jnanam has come, Shraddha has come. So if you say Karma Yoga means working for a higher goal, a higher purpose, but not liberation. That's Karma Yoga. The moment you say no, I am working only for liberation, you have moved from Karma Yoga to Jnanam. Anga Shraddha has come already. And Shraddhavan labate jnanam. Is there a God? You just have to tattvamasi. You are that. What intellect can understand? Which intellect can understand? Whose intellect can understand that? We just have to Matra Mudungra Madri. We just have to swallow that. Shraddha. Whatever. It is just it's the Shraddha. We swallow that. Kai wash panine irundha corona varadunna Shraddha da. There is no. It is Shraddha. I keep washing. I have never seen my hands so white and so washing all the time. Shraddha, because there is no wash pannine irundha kandipa varada sir, adellam theriyadu. Still you may, even after doing all that also you may still, but then you do it. So in life you do an action where you really don't know. In life we do actions we really don't know. You sit in the flight, crash ஆக போறது இல்லன்றது Shraddha. It is Shraddha that it will land. 99 times it has landed, sir. That doesn't mean 99 times I have flown. 999 times I have flown. Therefore, அப்படி சொன்னா அடுத்த வாட்டி ஃப்ளைட்டில் உட்காரும் போதே ஐயோ இல்லையா, every time the landing gear is released, Shraddha only, that it will you go by the ship. இதெல்லாம் Shraddha தான். You sit in the ship, middle of the ocean, like a matchbox you are floating in the middle of the ocean. Shraddha, that it will take you to the land. It is only, if you don't have Shraddha, you will be so frightened. Shraddha. You follow what I am saying? In every aspect, life is so much defined by Shraddha only. Because of the few machines and so-called technological advancement, we have started to believe that everything in life has become provable, predictable. Everything in life has become provable. Everything in life has become predictable. Shraddha comes and says, it is not predictable, it is not provable. But then you have to continue. Continue into something not knowing, continuing into something not knowing where it is leading you to. Don't know. But you can't stop doing. That part of life is what is called Shraddha, which is refined then, which is the subtle quality. It comes out of an understanding. What is understanding? The human intelligence has a limitation. Intellect is nothing but recognizing the limitations of intelligence and bowing down. That is the intellect. Intelligence seems to make you all powerful. Intelligence gives you the false notion that everything is under your control, or everything can be brought under your control. Intellect comes and says, இதெல்லாம் ஒரு myth. What? Intelligence, you can control, it's all a It's all a myth. It is very, very difficult for a human being to bow down. It is very difficult for a human being to bow down. That person who can bow down gets knowledge. But you can't bow down. Why? Because your experiences of life, your intelligence makes you to believe that you are an achiever, you are wise. You don't know, sir. எவ்வளோலாம் கஷ்டப்பட்டு இந்த பொசிஷனுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன் தெரியுமா? அப்படியெல்லாம் I didn't come. That person lacks intellect, that person lacks Shraddha. அதனால தான் எப்போதுமே ஒரு 5-10 நிமிஷம் எல்லாரையும் பேச விட்டுறணும். You will know exactly what that person is. The way you always alone talk. Because after a while you start. The first 10 seconds or the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds is where you are on God. அதுக்கப்புறம் அதனால தான் first 2 minutes whatever anybody talks, cut it off, because that is the mask talking. The first 30 seconds, 2 minutes is the mask talking. After that comes the real thing comes there. அதெல்லாம் போயிடுறது. அங்க you know whether the person has Shraddha or not. And wonderful is his quality called, wonderful is his Shraddha, because it is Shraddha that opens up the avenue for the highest. In that way, Shraddha is more refined than Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga itself looks extraordinary. Karma Yoga itself looks refined when it comes to selfish actions. When somebody is selfish and agitated, compared to that action, Karma Yoga looks very refined. Karma Yoga looks extraordinary. But Karma Yoga itself is insignificant when it comes to Shraddha. Because Karma Yoga doesn't give you the highest. Shraddha opens you up to the highest. In that way, Shraddha is slightly more refined than Karma Yoga. Is it okay? The fourth question. Is the aim of Shraddha to lead the individual to surrender and therein to liberation? இதுதான் intelligence. This is intelligence. Somewhere you want to bring in a result to Shraddha also. Is the aim of Shraddha to lead the individual to surrender and therein to liberation? Abhina Shraddha has a result there. No. Then it is not Shraddha. The aim of Shraddha is Shraddha. What is the aim of Shraddha? To have Shraddha. What will come out of Shraddha? தெரியாது. அதனால fourth question. இல்லையா? டிபேட் கிளப்லேருந்து fourth question delete பண்ணிட்டோம். But we have deleted the fourth question as invalid statement. Because look at that. Is the aim of Shraddha vandurthunale, what does it mean? Okay, he has put so many words, looks very scholarly and very this thing, but what is he asking? Fruit of Shraddha inna? What is the fruit of Shraddha? The fruit of Shraddha is Shraddha only. மோக்ஷாவது கிடைக்குமான்னா தெரியாது. ஏன்னா பைத்தியம் கூட பிடிக்கலாம். பிகாஸ் வி ரியலி டோன்ட் நோ. நோ இல்லை சார் இதெல்லாம் பண்ணால் கண்டிப்பாக லிபரேஷன் வந்துருமான்னா தெர் இஸ் இல்லையா, தெர் இஸ் சம்திங் தட் இட் இஸ் சம்திங் ஆஸ் எ ஃப்ரூட் யூ ஹேவ் ஃபிக்ஸ்ட். இட் மீன்ஸ் இட் டிஃபீட்ஸ் த வெரி டெஃபினேஷன் ஆஃப் Shraddha. Based on the fruit already conceived. You have already conceived of a fruit.
It becomes almost like Karma Yoga.
So, what is the aim of Shraddha? Is to lead the individual to surrender. Step by step Shraddha varum, Shraddha lende surrender varum, surrender lende liberation varum, Karma Yoga lende Shraddha varum. Adukapram we don't know. That is the stance that the seeker takes. We are not suggesting take that stance. We are not saying practice that stance. Lot of Karma Yoga panna, Shraddha will come. After that what? Don't know. That's why we say our Rutta Vadida Adukapram. We really don't know. We may get moksha or we may end up becoming mad. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan says proportion he makes. He makes a wonderful proportion which is true through observation. Of the 10 who comes in contact with all the spirituality and whoever takes it seriously, he says, of the 10, 7 goes mad, he says. Of the 10 who comes in contact with this, millions come in contact with it, but they don't take it seriously. Shraddha lang kadayadu. Of those who take it seriously, 7 goes mad. Why? And why that 7 goes mad is because they start doing things by themselves. They don't go to the Guru. That is why a person of Shraddha always goes to the Guru. Goes to the Guru with I don't know. I am incapable. That's disciple. I don't know. That's karma yoga. Lower level I don't know. Shraddha disciple no the whole dynamics changes. The Sishya goes with the notion, the Sishya goes with the understanding that I am incapable. As I am incapable. I have come to you. Do whatever you want. I will cooperate. Jump na he jumps. Eat na he eats. Sleep na he sleeps. Now, but idu looks like madness, slavery. No. The disciple says it's okay. I am ready to risk one life for this madness. I have been so much intelligent. I have done all that. I have experimented with all that and I have not reached. That have not taken me anywhere. I am going back into the same cycle again and again and again. That understanding makes him to take the stance. Straight away don't try to take the stance along. Intelligently, karma yoga, panni, having understood the futility of it, you can develop this. You can't straight away say I have surrendered. That's why people can't surrender. Surrender panna incapability, you should be able to digest that you are after trying all this, after experimenting with all this, after having done with all this, you say I am எதுவுமே பண்ணாம இருக்கிறவன் I am incapable னு சொன்னா மீனிங் இல்ல. அது தமஸ். கரெக்ட். அது தமஸ். That is why whenever we talk about vairagya, renunciation, we talk about Janaka. Because Janaka's renunciation has something much more valuable than a beggar saying money has no value. See, a fellow who's incapacitated to earn money saying money has no value versus the fellow who's affluent saying this doesn't make any. For the quality of life, this has got nothing to do with the quality of the life. The second fellow saying, him saying is slightly more meaningful than the first fellow. No? Why? Because he has gone through that and he has understood the futility. Ajatashatru, in the Upanishad, Ajatashatru, the king, is the teacher. Ajatashatru, the king, is the Upanishadic teacher. And the king tells the assembly of learned persons. In the Shastric language, the assembly of Brahmins. The assembly of Brahmins, Ajatashatru, the king said, You Brahmins cannot learn this knowledge. Because somewhere down the line, materialism is still an attraction. We kings, Raj Rishis know it better. Uddalaka Aruni, father of Shvetaketu, prostrates to Ajatashatru. The Guru Sishya Parampara, they say. The king lend Uddalaka Aruni lend Shvetaketu lend Tattvamasi, Dallam Vardu. When Ajatashatru says this, one man from the congregation got up and prostrated, saying, You are correct. Rest of them thought this fellow is blabbering, the arrogance of knowledge. Are you able to follow? Therefore, Shraddha comes to the one whose intellect has understood that it is incapable, limited, incapable. Abdinna enna pannom? Whatever is said, I follow. Whatever I am told to do, I do. Where we always have a problem, again I am repeating for the 10th time, where we will always have a problem is your intelligence, your ego will not allow you to do that. For you will simultaneously think. A person, Shraddha comes when he has understood the futility of thinking. I didn't want to put it in this way, but I am saying it now. Shraddha comes to the person who has understood the uselessness of thinking. Uselessness of thinking can be understood by one who is capable of thinking. Yosikade illa mutala irukravanga poi na yosikavela straight away I will surrender na will say go back, start thinking first. Are you able to follow? Shraddha yaar varum? The person who has understood the uselessness of thinking. Uselessness of thinking can be understood only by one who has penetrated in thinking, who has penetrated so deep in thinking and understood that it is not making any difference to your personality.
This becomes a function of the intellect here.
Yes, that's what I said, it is function of the intellect.
This particular thing is a transition which is taking place.
Yes, it is a function of the intellect. It is a function of the intellect. Because intelligence will never say, I don't know. It will say, I don't know today. But wait, give me some time and wait. I will know it. That is the intelligence. Intelligence says, I don't know, but today. Just give me some more time, give me some more machines, give me some more technology. A time will come where I will know everything. And the unknown radhe irkadu. Correct? Are you able to follow? Vedanta, the great master comes and says, unknowable one irukudhe. The known, the unknown, the unknowable. The unknowable garthukku Shraddha da. Unknowable garthukku what will help you? The known, the unknown, the unknowable. The unknowable is entirely dependent on Shraddha. Are you able to follow? That is why we say it is a function of the intellect, because it is the intellect that can bow down and say it is unknowable. Science says known and unknown. What is not known? Okay. Materialism thinking is known. What is seen? what can't be seen doesn't exist. That's materialism. Slightly better than materialism is science, because it says what can't be seen can be understood. So from the known it moves to the unknown. So science agrees to the unknown. And what does it say? What is not known yesterday is known today. What was not known yesterday is known today. Wait till tomorrow. You will know. What was not known in the past is known today. Continue to wait for a time. Science will know everything. So unknowable is non-existing to the scientific mind. It is intellect that comes and says there is something in life which is unknowable, and it is that unknowable that shapes your, it is the unknowable that is shaping life. It is unknowable that is shaping your life. It is unknowable that shapes your life, and you just bow down. Unknowable சொல்லியாச்சுனாலே ஹவுன்றது அங்க கிடையாது. See, திருப்பி the mind will go back to திருப்பி it will go back to somehow the unknowable has to be brought to the level of the known, the knowable. Shraddha is in relation to the unknowable, and whoever has that Shraddha, அதுதான் the some of the wonderful disciples example I gave, and whoever has that Shraddha, they are extraordinary. The Shraddha of the disciples. Hiranyakashipu asked Prahlada, what is saving you? Prahlada said, I don't know. I don't know, he said. That's why he didn't say God is saving me. He said, I don't know. I am chanting the name. That's all. He is not even correlating chanting the name to Pinadi, where explanatory people only gives that connection. Prahlada says, I don't know. What is saving you? Is Narayana saving you? He said, I don't know. It is Narayana's problem to save Prahlada. Prahlada must have Shraddha only. It is Narayana's problem to come and save him. Save him doesn't necessarily mean he will be alive. In case the elephant stamped and Prahlada died, his Shraddha will not diminish in any way. Supposing the elephant tramped and he died, Prahlada Shraddha will not go to Vaikuntha and complain to, I trusted you, why you failed me in law? Will not ask. That is Shraddha. So what is Shraddha? Intellect understands the limitation of intelligence. At one level, intelligence seems to be everything. Okay, tell a small child that you are dumb, it gets irritated, no? Muttalni yaru sonnalu they get irritated, no? Are you able to follow? Muttalni tell the security guy here, he will get irritated. He need not have a PhD. The very presence of intelligence is that. See, all along we have been thinking intelligence and university degree vaanganam intelligent illa. Tell the fellow here you are an idiot, he'll get very annoyed, he'll get very angry. For the very presence of intelligence as in I know. Intellect comes and says, Shraddha comes and says, you are not capable of knowing. Not capable of knowing na சும்மா இருக்கக்கூடாது, அதை பர்சியூ பண்ணு. Skill is not helping you there, attitude is not helping you there. Na? The third component of action, what is called Shraddha, Shraddha guides you there. Are you able to follow?
In science also, faith. Most of the research is done in faith.
Faith only. This is the faith only. A genuine scientist will be having tremendous faith. A genuine scientist will have, because that is why most of the discoverer says it happened. They never say I did it. They don't say. They say it happened. Happened na, I didn't do anything. It happened.
But once it happens, then it's no more faith.
Then it's no more faith. After it happened, it's no more faith. But what would have drove that person? That is Shraddha. That is Shraddha. The consistency of purpose with which you pursue, though you really don't know. Though you really don't know what you are doing or what you will get. What you are doing என்றதிலும் ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி இருக்காது, what you are going to get என்றதிலும் ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி இருக்காது. இப்படிலாம் இருந்தால் பைத்தியம் தான் சார் பிடிக்கும். You follow? Take the history of any scientist. They never say, Alexander said penicillin. He says it happened. I didn't do. I was just watching, it just happened. Everybody says it. Madame Curie says it happened. The intelligence says I did it. Shraddha says it happened. And when the person says it happened, there is something so qualitatively different in that being. Rather than when a person is saying, I did it. Most of the time, we don't have the subtlety to connect with that. That is why we always connect with the people who says, That is why we can always connect with people who talk about my hard work. We can connect with that people. We can never connect with the person who says, I did all the hard work, but result came by itself. I didn't do anything. Na? We will say, well, he's blabbering. He's hiding something. Are you able to follow? Even the motivators, who are the motivators? Who has to say, it's my hard work. Now we get some motivation there. If the man says, I did all the hard work and then it just happened. Buddha, 3 of them started at the same time. Buddha and 2 more. 7 years. At one point of time, for 6 years they were together in the path. 7th year, Buddha said, I am leaving. The other 2 left. After Buddha attained enlightenment, he went in search of the 2 people, telling them, let go. Idu udungappa uttadha we will, only if you let go we will get it. They said, you are talking nonsense. If we let go, how can we get it? Buddha said, I got it only by letting go. 7 years of intense, nobody would have worked the way that man, the Shraddha he had. Somebody says fast is the way to liberation, he will fast. Somebody says don't sleep is the way to liberation, he will not sleep. The Shraddha went, did. And then it so happened under the tree on a Purnima day, avladha. It so happened on a Purnima day under the tree, he said, The last bit of doership, he dropped and he relaxed and slept. He relaxed. That's why Buddha's enlightenment posture is sleeping. You know Mahavira's enlightenment posture? Adoda mosam. Buddha's enlightenment posture is slightly better. But I really, personally, that man's enlightened posture is the Mahavira's enlightenment posture. You know what he was doing and he got enlightenment? இது நான் சொல்ல புக்கில் இருக்குது, அவங்க சொல்லியிருக்கிறாங்க. ஜெயினிஸ் லிட்ரேச்சரில் இருக்குது. Yogasanaala, they call it as milking posture. It is not milking posture. It is, what is the milking posture? Have you seen the fellow milking? How he milks? Correct. It is that posture. When he was morning, he went for his morning ablutions. He got how can it happen? See, we all think about karma yoga, meditation, dadi, this, that, so much. No, that man got it. Yeah. Chaitanya got it dancing. He was just dancing. He got it dancing. And everybody is dancing. Nobody has gotten it. Yeah. After him, everybody is dancing. Yeah. Followers all are dancing. But nobody, you see all that, something in it is so common. What? It happened. It happens. So Shraddha is allowing it to happen. Intelligence says, no, I have to make it. Intelligence says, I have to make it happen. Shraddha says, அது எப்போ நடக்குமோ we don't know. சரி சார், அது I will allow it to happen. நாளைக்கு நடந்துருமான்னா indirectly you are bringing in a control to the happening. At least 10 years கழிச்சாவது நடக்கும்ல. Somewhere you want to bring a control to the happening. Shraddha is something which is extraordinarily different. And for a spiritual seeker, for a Sishya, what is meaningful for a Sishya? Karma Yoga at one stage. But we have to understand that there is something subtler than that and which we need to aim for. That's why I said action has the 3 components: skill, attitude, Shraddha. Shraddha avan labate jnanam. Shraddha in a pramana, that which you are incapable of understanding. Shraddhangaradu eppo varumna, 5 more minutes I will explain technically. The sources of knowledge, pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, shabda, traditional. Shraddha is for the 4th. Pratyaksha, anumana, upamana ka Shraddha vana. For all that is, there are 4 sources of gaining knowledge. Pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, agama. You can call it agama, you can call it shabda, any word you can use, traditional. Now, Shraddha comes for where? Shraddha comes in for the 4th, because the first 3 is not applicable here. The first 3 is not applicable here. For you cannot know it through pratyaksha, you cannot know it through anumana, you cannot know it through upamana. Then what will help you to know that? Shraddha. It is Shraddha in the pramana. It is Shraddha in the pramana. Pramana comes from the word prama. Prama ka opposite Brahma. Brahmana, illusion. All worldly knowledges comes under Brahma. Prama, the highest comes under the Prama. From the word Prama comes Pramanam. Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te. Let Shastras be your Pramanam, Arjuna. Let Shastras be your Pramanam. Are you able to follow? All along I spoke about action and all. Now I explained through how Shraddha is meaningful, or how Shraddha only helps you to understand the fourth. For there are four sources of gaining knowledge: Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana and Shabda.
So this Pramana you are talking is linked with Shabda.
Shabda, yes. Because it is a distinct authority. It is a distinct Pramana. And first, Pratyaksha is a direct authority. I am sitting in front of you. You are sitting in front of me. What is the authority? What is the proof? The Pramanam for that? Eyes. I can see you, I can hear you. If I come near you, I can touch and feel you. Therefore, inference ilan devalinga. There is no inference here. There is no comparison here. It is pratyaksha. Duma and smoke and the fire is smoke and fire is inference. Anumana. You don't see. You haven't seen fire, but when you see smoke, you shout fire. But kanla fire paatela? There is fire. Are you able to follow? Though you have not seen fire, but then
It's concluded there is fire.
There is fire. Because smoke inevitably leads to where there is fire, there is where there is smoke, there will be
Fire.
fire. That way of knowledge is called Anumana. Then comes Upamana, comparison. Something that is known to you, something unknown has to be told to you. That something unknown is told to you using that which is known to you. Adu Upamana. This boy is like a lion. You already know the lion is brave. You want to say this boy is brave. You want to say that this boy is, you want to give the knowledge that this boy is brave. You say, this boy is like a lion partner. You straight away understand that he is brave. Because you know already that lion is. So, comparison is one distinct source of knowledge. How do you know that lion is brave? When lion walks in, all animals will disperse. Even though a tiger can kill a lion, even though a tiger can kill a lion, even though a wild buffalo can kill a lion, when a lion comes, everything will walk away. So you know it is the superior. So you want to say that quality. When it comes to the Shastras, Tattvamasi, when you have to know Tattvamasi, which comes from the Shastras, what is the Pramanam for that? Not Pratyaksha, not Anumana, not Upamana. Only on the authority of the person who is saying that, and you have no other means of verifying it. Where there is no other means of verifying it except other than the fact that he is telling it. Courtukalla Shraddha கிடையாது. Courtukalla proof தான் ஒன்று. நான் திருடலன்னா prove பண்ணு. I have not stolen, prove that you have not stolen. For in all that is worldly, you need proof. Proof illana, it doesn't exist. You have to prove it somehow. When it comes to the highest, proving is you don't have the your equipments are incapable, inadequate, incapacitated. What will help you there? Shraddha. So Shraddha becomes a distinct component of action when it comes to pursuing the highest. Are you able to follow? You put in Agni, it goes to them, there is no trust. You make a fellow assume that he is your father and make him eat and give him everything, you feel? Even in Shraddha ceremony, the orthodoxy stops with the fire. Because it is the fire that is taking. Because you put it in the fire and say what? That man will be in some rupa somewhere. In whatever rupa he is, wherever he is, please take him there. Avan tree arandanna water podu. That's the mantra. Avan tree arandanna water podu. Lion arandanna or ada podu. That's the mantra. We don't know that mantra. Because he takes it because we don't know in what form that person is, in whatsoever the form is, let it go there. But then we don't feel any. We don't have any. Then what do we do? Bring a person. Make him say, temporarily act like my
father and grandfather.
Temporarily pretend to be my father. He says, yes. Temporarily pretend you are my father. Yes. You can't ask for half an hour pretension. Conditions pretend. Support போடுவோம் 500 ரூபாய் கொடுப்போம் இதெல்லாம் முன்னாடி fraud அதெல்லாம் cheating one's own self. It's self cheating இதெல்லாம் because lack of Shraddha for it has gone there, it has gone to them, therefore there is no need to do this. Since we don't have a conviction in that, when we see him eating we feel abbada. That's why you have to ask him. We don't believe in that, therefore we have to do this. We don't believe in that which is pratyakshamanga theriyala, anumanamamu theriyala, upamanamavu theriyala. What do? You call it superstition. One set says this is superstition, has no meaning because show. Another set does it out of fear, mechanically, either out of fear or mechanically. All have no Shraddha. The person of Shraddha says, you say what you want to say. I do it with Shraddha, and that man of Shraddha Shraddhavan labate jnanam. And what is the jnanam he gets? Aham brahmasmi. What is the knowledge he gains? He gets the knowledge of Aham brahmasmi. Aham brahma asmi. Aham brahmasmi. So what will take you to Aham brahmasmi? Pratyaksha kadayadu, Anumana kadayadu, Upamana kadayadu. But you have to go through, you have to develop a very high level of proficiency and efficiency in all these to understand them as incapable. Angadan challenge comes. அது incapable தெரியறதுக்கு அது என்னன்னு தெரிஞ்சாதான். Only when you know fully what it is, you understand that it has nothing in it. When you don't even know what it is and then saying it has no meaning, it is out of ignorance. Adu brahmala illan solradhu. Out of Brahma, that man says, I don't want anything. He says, ignorant fellow, leave him alone. He doesn't know anything, we say. Because that man have not matured into that. Are you able to follow? So, Shraddha comes in when materialism, the spiritual path, U-turn is Shraddha. And that Shraddha carries you, and that Shraddha carries you right up to the end, which you have no clue to what it is, but yet you do it because you have Shraddha. Your own mind will say, Yamathiduvaanga, be careful. Others around you will say, you are vulnerable, you will get cheated. You will get exploited. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yah pashyati, sah pashyati. Whoever sees it, sees it and they pursue. But you can't make a person to see. Whoever sees it, sees it. But you can't make a person to see it. Therefore, when it comes to the highest, what is it that takes you right through from the beginning till the end? It is the Shraddha. One of the fundamental requirement of a seeker. To develop this quality called Shraddha. Is it okay? Huh?
It is a carrier for the whole thing.
It is Shraddha. By itself, that's all.
It's by itself.
By itself it is meaningful.
Without that nothing happens.
Without that nothing happens. Shraddha. A understanding about your that you are incapable of till you reach it. I am incapable today, but tomorrow Shraddha will make me capable. No, adum solla mudiyadhu. We don't know. That's why he said, do it. Plunge. Continue do. That's why he says plunge. Simply take the plunge. But if I get drowned, it's okay, get drowned one lifetime. Anyway, that man has the courage to take the plunge because he has been very watchful in so many janmas in the past. He has been very careful in so many janmas in the past. He has been extremely so-called wise in the past, and it has not done. It has still kept him in the cycle of Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. So he has exhausted all that. Now he is willing to take the plunge. And when he is taking the plunge, what helps him to drive? What is it that is driving? Not skill, not attitude. What is driving that? Shraddha.
So once the Shraddha comes in, the consistency also will come together.
Yes. Part of Shraddha is consistency.
Will come together.
Yes.
The inconsistency will go off.
Yes, it will go off.
Then it becomes a...
In Karma Yoga liye consistency vandachu. It's not Shraddha is going to bring you consistency.
We already consistent.
Yeah, in Karma Yoga itself you have developed a consistency. Obligatory actions like consistency you have developed already. So you can't say Shraddha is going to do that. Don't connect it that way. Adalla Karma Yoga la vandachu already. Concentration, consistency la has come in Karma Yoga already. It is something which is so different from all that. எது நீங்க சொன்னாலும் அதெல்லாம் already
It's already 2 steps behind.
2 steps behind already. Shraddha is 2 step மேல் அதுக்கெல்லாம். சரியா? You cannot teach Shraddha. You can teach consistency. You can teach consistency, you can teach intelligence, you can teach efficiency, but Shraddha,
Self-realized.
you have it. You can't tell a person, have Shraddha, you can't tell. You can say, you can tell a person, see,